Onto the Albert Bartlett now, obviously the third of the novice hurdle races over 3. Looks again like a pretty difficult one to call. Some smart types in there and more good, interesting runners for Nicky Henderson.
Yeah, it looks the most competitive novice hurdle of the 3, I think, on the 3 weighted for age races over the week. I mean, Sam Crowsit and on the blind side have scared a lot of runners off there, and anything that sort of had half a chance isn't seemingly running in the Ballymore, and they're going there. So it's not a bad race. It's not a top class race, but it's probably a very good renewal of the Albert Bartlett, which is never the better race of the 3 anyway. I wouldn't know where to start. I'd be amazed if it's not about 7 to 1 the field on the day, and everything that's the price it is now isn't bigger. I mean, there's the one that caught my eye was Tower Bridge, which is JP horse, which they're talking about supplementing. I mean, the favourite, Cracking Smart, has a very solid chance. I mean, he's run over 2.5, 3 times now, and really run as if 3 miles will suit. And Gigginstown have got a very good record in the race. I think he'll be a solid and worthy favourite on the day, but it's going to be such a competitive race that I wouldn't want to be having a bet at this far out, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I've said I wouldn't say anything, but the one, I think Chef Zobo, if the ground is on the soft side, won't be the price. There's 9 to 1 available now, and that strikes me as a fairly decent crack. Andy, who are you looking at here?
I do think Chef Zobo has got probably the most potential going forward of this field. I think he's going to be a hell of a chase. I don't know what you guys think. Yeah, covers the ground, pulverised his field at Haydock. I backed the second horse and he was off the bridle, virtually in the parade ring. It was incredible. Obviously, a lot depends on where next destination goes. If he doesn't go here and runs well in the Ballymore, then that will frank the form, boost the form for Cracking Smart. Santini's a horse I like, but how Blackop didn't beat him at Cheltenham last time out is a mystery. Yeah. I mean, he travelled like the best horse in the race. Tom Scudamore said 1, 2, 3, and the horse went 4 and he landed on all fours, lost his momentum right at that bottom, and then he had to get up again. And he should have won that day, Blackop. But he's a really nice horse. He's deceptively quick, Blackop. He's got a lovely long lolloping stride, but he goes a good gallop. And he's entered in the Ballymore. I'm not sure what Tom George is going to do yet. But whatever happens with Blackop, I think he's a horse to be very, very interested in.
Blackop 20 to 1 with Betfair. Any other of these novice hurdlers take our fancy?
I've won on a few horses. Enniscoffey Oscar won the Grade 2 at Doncaster, and Paisley Park comes second in the Warwick behind Mr. Whipped, and second at Donny in a novice hurdle. 2 nice horses that stay very well. I can see them actually running into a place. They're both improving with each run, as Emma's do, and they'll both appreciate the better ground. So I think they're about 33 to 1, both of them.
25s, yeah, both 25s, yeah.
So there wouldn't be much between either of them either. So I can see them, Mr. Whip's half the price, and Santini, that won the race at Cheltenham. Emma also had a horse in there that wouldn't be as good as the other 2, really. The Russia Counter was going to finish third that day and fell at the last, but he wouldn't be as good as them 2. So just going on that line of form, I could see them, running well at the prices.
And just mention Paisley Park.
Yeah.
You've ridden. He must have a hell of a engine to overcome the sort of novice errors he's been making.
He's hell of an engine. He wouldn't be the easiest in the fact he'd have done plenty of schooling since now to Cheltenham, which he needs to, because his jumping's not good enough on his last.
Seems to look after himself a bit. Would that be a fair? He sort of just wants to put an extra little stride in.
Yeah, that'll come. But I'd say it was more novice. He wouldn't have jumped a load of hurdles for his first run at Hereford, and 3 of the hurdles were out that day. So and then he was chucked into a Grade 2.
Yeah.
So He's a lot better than what,
Yeah.
He's improving with each run, and he's got high cruising speed. His jumping, that's the only thing that needs to brush up, but I think that he's done a lot more since his last run to this run. So
good. Yeah.
Any more to add? Or on to the big one?
Well, I was with Tom George a couple of days ago at the Cheltenham conference, and he was saying that he, Blackop has an awful lot of speed as well, so he'd be keener to run him in the Ballymore, but obviously he'll make the decision with the owner. But the Henderson camp is quite funny, because they're very, very 50-50 between the camp, between Santini and Chef de Zobo. So it's quite funny because they would very much be split between them all. I know they think an awful lot of Santini as well. So very interesting couple of runners, interesting race because it is very open. So
presumably with those two, it's probably ground dependent, isn't it? Santini's probably the better on good ground and vice versa.
Exactly. We haven't talked about ground much, have we? What is it? What's it favourite to be? I mean, Simon Clace, he was Wednesday. It'd be a good ground by the Friday.
Well,
More likely to be better
It's
on the
impossible
best
to
side.
guess, isn't it, at this start?
Especially with
But
this weather
Simon
outside
Clace
as
was
well.
saying he thinks it's going to be more like soft on the first day.
Really?
Yeah. With they've had a lot of snow there, and then that's going to get into the ground, and they've got a lot of rain forecast next week. So
yeah,
sounds dangerous.
it's good for you in the Arkle, mate.
Yeah, very good.
Yes, here we go.
I was
Or is he
slightly
just
rejoicing behind.
Is he telling you that so you run?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he was telling all of us to be fair. So.